Hey guys, Biker Mike here, back out in the shop. Today I'm going to be doing a little preventative repair on my 2017 KTM XC250. Now I just found out, doing a little bit of research, there's been some problems with the idler gear that comes off the kicker inside the clutch cover. And what happens is, I guess the bolt is too short, and that can cause this damage you see here inside the primary side of the engine. So I'm gonna take it apart, and I've already got the bolt you need, which is an M620, and what they use from the factory is an M612, so it's a really tiny bolt, and I guess you need to tap out the hole in there to make the threads go in a little bit deeper so you can get a longer bolt to prevent this from happening. So I've already got the coolant and the oil drained out of it. I'm gonna take off the rear brake pedal, the kicker, the cover for the power valves. I've never had the power valves apart on a KTM, so that's gonna be interesting. And probably pop the clutch cover off and then the whole primary side off. Gonna have to pull out the clutch and see what else needs to come out of there once I get in there. Okay, I got the brake pedal off and the kicker off. I'm gonna take this cover off the power valve assembly. I'm also gonna try and preserve these gaskets because this bike really doesn't have too many hours on it, and if I can get it apart without tearing the gaskets, so I should be okay to reuse them. Okay, I've got the power valve rod disconnected. Now there's this little clip, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it just slides up and down on this little ball connector and holds it on to the actuator that goes into the cylinder. So just be careful when you lower that down, and then it should just pop right off, and I should be able to remove the clutch cover now. I've already taken this power valve spring out of the bottom of the case here, and it should be good to go to come apart now, but I think I'm going to take the clutch cover off and have a look inside there. Okay, it's just a rubber O-ring inside there to seal that up, but looks like a little bit of debris down in there, so I'll make sure I clean up all this when I reassemble it. I think I'm going to take the clutch out of it now. So here I'm going to alternate loosening off these bolts so you relieve the tension evenly on the clutch pack. Okay, you probably heard all those parts come crashing down inside the basket there, and that one little dowel that fell down onto the stand. Those are little locating dowels that go on the outer side of the inner clutch basket, and you just put those back in there as you're building your clutch back into the bike. I was able to get the primary cover off without damaging the gasket, so it looks like it's all going to be good to reuse. I don't have a whole lot of hours on this bike, probably about 15 or 16 hours, so I'm just going to reuse these gaskets. That's up to you. But next up, I got to get these little tabs off this nut and just bend them back with a screwdriver and get on there with an impact. I'm going to stuff a rag in there to kind of hold it and hopefully just get that nut off. And we'll get this basket off, and that should expose the gear in behind there. Okay guys, obviously I know this isn't the right way to do it. There is a proper tool to hold the basket, but I just stuffed a rag in there and then just slowly and lightly worked at it with my impact gun while I kind of held it in place, and it worked really good. I got the nut off and nothing's damaged. But once again, do that at your own risk. Okay guys, we're well into it now. I've got the bolt in question exposed right there. It's right on this idler gear. Obviously there's no damage done to my bike yet because of that, and because I don't even think I've ever used my Kickstarter on this, which is, you know, if you're not ever going to use it, might not be a problem. But I plan on keeping this bike for a really long time, so instead of waiting for something to blow apart, I'm just going to take that bolt out, tap that hole, and then put a longer bolt in. So I'll go ahead and take that out right now. Okay, so here you can see the bolt on the left is the stock bolt that came in there, and the 20mm bolt that I actually had in my shop, so I was going to use that. And I actually even ended up needing to grind down about 2mm off the end of that bolt, so it's actually an 18mm bolt, which is what worked out on my bike. I almost forgot to mention that I used my die to cut more threads on that M20 bolt up towards the head of the bolt there. You can see there's no threads, so it might have been catching on that too, but between grinding it down and putting new threads, the bolt ended up fitting perfect in there. Okay, I've got a nice protective barrier all set up to chase out some new threads further down in that bolt hole, and I've got my M6x1 tap ready to go through there. So I'm just gonna cut some new threads in there, and they said you can bottom the tap right out, but I'm just gonna cut a few more and see how it goes as I go. So here we go. I'm not feeling any resistance yet, so I'm just kind of working it in. Still not feeling much. Okay, I'm starting to feel a little bit now, so I'm just gonna slowly work it in there. And it's pretty much bottomed out right there, so I'm gonna back it back out. And there's some shavings on the top, so I did cut some new threads in there. Pull it out, and I'm just gonna spray some brake cleaner in there and a little bit of compressed air. Okay guys, I got that new 20mm bolt in there, but it looks like it's bottoming out on the back side of the case because I can't get the gear tight. So I just measured it. It looks like I'm gonna have to grind about 2.5mm off the end of that bolt, which is a 20mm bolt, in order to get everything all nice and tight. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and make sure it's gonna tighten up good, and then re-Loctite it and tighten it up. Okay, that worked out a lot better. I've got that bolt tightened up. You can move the idler gear around. So yeah, I feel a lot better about having that in there. I mean, I don't know if it woulda come apart someday, but obviously it has on other bikes. So I just took the precaution and did it to my own. If you guys want to do this yourself, do it at your own risk. This is just a guide as to how I did it for mine. So it's going to be up to you guys if you want to do this or not. But like I said, I thought I'd rather, you know, take a little bit of time to do this rather than it come apart someday and then be into a whole big expensive repair with a whole bunch of expensive parts for what cost me. Basically, this cost me nothing. I had that bolt in my shop, so I was able to use that and just a little bit of time, and thought I'd make this video to help you guys out. I'm just gonna put it all back together now. So hopefully you like that video. If you like the video, leave me a comment, question down below. Let me know what you guys think about this. I know they did update the case in 2018, but mine's a 17, so this is what I did to fix mine, even though it wasn't broke yet. But yeah, once again, thanks for watching my video. Make sure to subscribe, hit that alarm button if you want to get notified each time I upload. And Biker Mike out.